Yeah, OTB Spreads Prediction Show coming to you live on March 5th, 2026, where we are going to cash on this 9-game NBA slate on Tequila Thursday, where we're going to pour up, pour out, and cash some parlays. Let's get it. Let's make some money. And before we get into it, we'll review yesterday and what we did. Damn, what the hell stuck in my throat? But hey, this is what we did yesterday, 5-5. I called it out on the YouTube video. It was kind of a letdown day. I like to try and stay around a 60 to 70% win percentage because that is in profit at worst. Obviously, clean sweeping the slate is always fantastic. But yeah, 5-5. We were 1 point away from being 6-4 with the Thunder. It was a little underwhelming, to be honest with you. Thunder blew a big lead. That was our lock of the day on NBA side. We missed a couple parlays as well. Nothing super close. Everything missed by, 2 legs or so. But man, we're back in it. You can't win them all. We had a good parlay streak there to start the week. Kind of cooled off yesterday. The locks haven't been cashing the way we've wanted them to. We're kind of been splitting them up. Play of the day is either not hitting and then a couple locks miss, or play of the day misses and we cash the locks. It's kind of been a wash thing here. So let's see if we can get back on track, guys. Let's see if we can go ahead and get it like a 8-1, 7-2 type of slate today, or fuck around and sweep the slate. Let's go and let's get into it, because the first up is Dallas Mavericks going to Orlando Magic. The Mavericks are supposed to get Flag back today. They're supposed to get Brandon Williams back today. Najee Marshall. A lot of those guys are looking like they're going to miss. It is really probable that these guys are gonna miss the game tonight. Brandon Williams, Najee Marshall. I believe Cooper Flag is still questionable. It's hard to make a good call on this one because Brandon Williams is needed to score the ball, and so is Cooper Flag and Najee Marshall. Those are their best scorers. I really like the Magic here in this spot, -7.5. The Magic play really, really well at home. They're 16-8 over the last 24 games on the money line. The Mavericks have been covering the spread a little bit against the Magic in the past. They're 5-4 over their last 9 games against the Magic. But this Magic team's heating up. They've struggled to cover for us a lot. They're right around a 500 team when it comes to covering against the spread. They're 5-4 over their last 9. I think tonight you'll see that number move to 6-4. I do wish we had our Charlotte Hornets that have been covering machines for us now. We're 10-1 over the last 11 games with them. But here, this Magic team, we did well with them early in the season, and they kind of cooled off mid-season. Let's see what they can do. Something that is evident is the lower-ranking teams like the Mavericks, the Nets, the Jazz, the Wizards, they have really played poorly after the All-Star break. So let's see where we're going to go. I'm going to lay the -7.5. I think that's a value buy, especially when the line opened at 8.5. And if for some reason Flag and Brandon Williams both missed today, I think that number grows to like a +10.5. I think the edge is 10. I think that's where the real number should be, 9.5, 10.5. So yeah, I'm going to take the Magic here, laying -7.5. Let's keep it moving. All right, next game up, we have the Washington Wizards and the Jazz. Jazz have been awful. Wizards get Trae Young back. They're back at home. I think that building's going to have a little bit of energy in there. But the problem is this, and you already see that the Jazz are sitting. It looks like they're sitting Keontae George tonight. It looks like they're sitting Bryce Sensabaugh. Lauri Markkanen's already been ruled out. So they're pretty much showing their hand right now. Wizards are going to win. That's why the line moved from 3.5 to 4.5. Wizards want to protect their pick. They have that protected pick that if they don't get a top 5 lottery, it goes back to the Knicks. So this is a tough one because the Wizards are in tank mode. They've got to lose games, but the Jazz have been very clear they want to lose games as well. Before I saw that they were sitting Keontae George and Bryce Sensabaugh is what it looks like. I was kind of leaning towards the Jazz, but here in this spot, I'm going to go Wizards -3.5. Yeah, that's where I'm at with this one, guys. Not much to talk about here. I do think Trae Young has a decent little game today. They got some value there. It depends on what his minute restriction looks like, but definitely I like him for 2 threes tonight. Let's see if he can knock those down. All right. Heat going into or not the Heat going in. Nets going into the Heat down there in Miami. This is a weird one because the Nets have actually been decent against the spread at times this season, but they haven't been good over the last 10. They're 2-8, and the Heat are 7-3 over the last 10. Heat just dogged them the other day, and I actually was on the Nets side in that game, I believe, thinking, all right, man, they might keep it a little more competitive. They match up pretty well. They've got some athletes in Claxton and Clowney, and Porter Jr. can play decently. If I can remember well enough to say what side I was on. You can always go back and check the video. But yeah, man, I'm not going to be on that side tonight. I think at home, Miami Heat roll. They're just way more talented. Bam Adebayo's been playing great lately, multiple 20-plus point games. I think tonight he does the same thing here. I think he might even go for 25 tonight because he exposed them last time they played. He's been great on the interior. Igor Dimon's been ruled out. I think that only opens things up for, Tyler Hero and some of the guard play. And even a guy like Jaime Jaquez might have a little bit of a decent game tonight. So yeah, man, give me the Miami Heat. I'll lay the 13 points. I think a blowout is evident in this one. All right, next one up, we have the Warriors going into the Rockets. And I'm going to just kind of roll through these games here, guys. Reason being is I got Tequila Thursday. I got to go live, and I do got to polish up a couple more parlays. I want to get 2 more parlays out and posted lotto plays. So this one's for me a little bit easier. I'm not going to lay the Rockets. I think everybody and their mom's going to be on the Rockets tonight. I think there's a lot of money flowing in on the Rockets right now. They feel like -8.5, -7.5 is a bargain. I don't believe so. I think the Rockets haven't been great offensively. I think the Warriors have been decent on the road, and they get up for these type of games. We just saw what they did with the Clippers the other night. The Clippers would have lost that game if it wasn't for the Clippers playing the style of defense they can play. And this Warriors team has done this over and over again. They beat the Nuggets. I think Podziemski has a little bit of a decent game here. The Santos guy has already shown he can be physical and play. Give me the points, +8.5 Warriors. Keep it moving. All right, Raptors, Timberwolves. Raptors, Timberwolves. Anthony Edwards is trending like he's going to sit this one out. And the problem that I have here is the Raptors haven't been good post-All-Star break. But at the same time, the Wolves haven't been good at covering the spread. This is one where I say keep an eye on the injury report. If Anthony Edwards does indeed play, I would lean to lay the -4.5, -5.5 with the Wolves. But now if Anthony doesn't play, because I think he's the key factor, there's just nobody on Toronto that can cover Anthony Edwards. Now, if Anthony Edwards doesn't play, then I would say you really need to look at maybe taking the Raptors to win this thing outright on the money line on the road, because they have been a disappointing team, the Timberwolves, when it comes to covering the spread. They're 9-4 on the money line over their last 12, but the Raptors are 8-2 over the last 10 games matched up against the Timberwolves. This Raptors team has actually been covering the spread fairly well against the Timberwolves here. And with that said, I'm kind of leaning towards that, especially because Anthony Edwards is looking like, I think he's not going to play tonight. I know that the injury report isn't saying that at the moment, but that's one I would kind of lean towards. I think I would lean towards the Raptors here tonight. Give me the +5.5. I'd rather have that in my pocket. Rudy Gobert could be an X factor here, but I'm going to go Raptors +5.5. They're due to cover one. They've lost a couple games here in a row, or they haven't covered. But yeah, I think they continue that streak. They're 8-2 against the spread against the Wolves their last 10 games. I think that continues on, and they move to 9-2 of their last 11 against the Wolves. So yeah, Raptors +5.5 seems a little tricky, but that's where I'm at on this one. Let's keep it moving. All right, next one up. This is probably the featured game of the day. Everybody wants to know what side I lean and where I go here. I think I've said it over and over again. I think the Pistons are overrated, but maybe the Spurs are a little overrated. Nah, I don't believe that. I think Stephon Castle's super talented. I think De'Aaron Fox, if he can just get his jump shot going at some point in this season. And then Victor Wemby is my point, the house of a little bit of disappointment for me at the moment. The reason being is he's not scoring the way he should be. He's 7'4". He should be commanding the games. He should be getting easy buckets around the rim. He should be getting 20 easy. He had 10 points the last game. Man, Victor cannot do that tonight. He can't allow Duren to put his physicality mark on him. He's got to go out there and he's got to perform. They're 7-3 against the spread in their last 10, going against a Pistons team who's 6-4. This Pistons team's going to come in there and they're going to get up for it. But they are at home. Both of these teams are on a day of rest. All I got to say is I got to go Spurs here, man. 7-3 against the spread. I'll lay the 3.5. I like this spot. Look to see those bench players for the Spurs be the difference in Keldon Johnson, Champagne, a couple of those guys coming off the bench. There's one other guy. I'm forgetting his damn name right now. But yeah, those guys should step up and have a good game tonight. And really, obviously, Stephon Castle, De'Aaron Fox, Wemby, Vassell, those guys are the X factors to this offense and the way it moves. I think they all step up tonight, and I am not scared to lay the -4. I will have this as a straight play as well inside my package. So yeah, man, that's where I'm at on this one. Let's go Spurs at home. Lay the points. I think the final score is 112 to 120. That's where I'm going to take it. All right, Suns. Suns playing the Bulls. The Bulls are in full tank mode, but they have covered the spread in their last 2 games. They're getting plus 11. Plus 11 is a lot of points, man. But hey, Devin Booker's back in the lineup. The Suns team has been shaky against the spread over the last 10. They're only 3-7 against the spread in the last 10. I don't like that. They are 29-7 against or on the money line. So they've been winning games at a high clip. They haven't been covering, but that's the reason they haven't been covering is Vegas caught up with them. Vegas has caught up with the Suns. We were making money and printing money all early in the season because the Suns were undervalued and Vegas was not buying the hype. They were marketing them as the Suns of last year. And Dylan Brooks and this Gillespie kid and Grayson Allen, they all have grit that they play with alongside Devin Booker, who can assist the ball, score the ball, great player. And I think now that Booker's back in the lineup, we see them kind of go on a run again against the spread. Problem is, this is a big number. But if there's a team that I'm not scared to lay the big number against, it is the Bulls, just because I don't believe Buzelis and Giddey have the firepower to keep this thing within striking distance over 4 quarters of basketball. I think they get outscored anywhere between 4 to 8 points per quarter, and this thing turns into a double-digit blowout. Yep, that's where I'm at on this one. Let me get the Suns. I'll lay the minus 11. Let's keep it moving into the last 2 games of the night. We've got the other featured game that everybody will be talking about. That's the Lakers going on into the Nuggets. Both of these teams have been awful against the spread lately. Nuggets having a hard time getting in the groove. Lakers struggling to be consistent, but the Lakers have won some games here as of late, and I do like the 5 points in my pocket. So I think this game finishes out 115, and I do ultimately think the Nuggets may squeeze out a win here. And I think it's going to be like a 115 to like 118, 119 game, maybe even 120, which would void out the +5. This line opened up at LA plus 3.5, Denver laying 3.5. It's moved all the way up to 5. Money flowed in on Denver. Denver's a great team at home. But man, I like the way Kennard's been playing. Hachimura's in there along with Marcus Smart. Got some really good role players. It's just a matter, can this team really mesh well and get in a good offensive rhythm? Because we already know where the Nuggets stand. It's Jokic and Jamal Murray. They run that 2-man game to a fucking T, and they kick it out to Hardaway Jr. They create some easy dump downs and get good ball movement. Lakers, we don't see that a lot. You know, it's a lot of ISO, a lot of Luka, ball dominant. A lot of shot making, and that's what concerns me, is if the Lakers go into Denver at an elevation and they don't make shots, this game could get away from them. But I'm going to believe in Luka Doncic tonight. I'm going to believe in LeBron James and AR-15 to have a good game tonight, to get it done, to keep this thing within 2 possessions, because Peyton Watson is out. Aaron Gordon is out. I don't believe Cam Johnson's playing. He's truly questionable. So that gives me a lot of belief in these Lakers that are all the way healthy, and they've got a full roster that's active. So give me the Lakers +5 or +5.5, whatever you can get on that line. All right. Last game of the night. We got the Pelicans and the Kings. Pelicans and the Kings. I'm not going to dumb this one down and water it down too much. The Kings, they are streaky all year long. There'll be a game where they step up and they cover or they win outright. This feels like it could be one of those games at home with a young Pelicans team. I'm just not buying it. I'm going to go with these Pelicans that are 6-4 against the spread over the last 10. Reason being, this feels like a Zion Williams spot. It's a bad defense. They don't have an interior presence. I don't think that Raynaud kid or whatever his name is, Maxine, can hang with Zion. I don't think he can contain Zion if Zion gets at the elbow, takes him off the dribble, attacks the rim. I think Zion has a 30-point game tonight, and I think Pelicans roll and they win this thing by 10. I'll go ahead and lay the points at -5.5, and that wraps up the slate, guys. Pelicans are 9-1 against the Kings when it comes to covering the spread over the last 2 years. So yeah, give me the Pelicans against the Kings. All right, and that's it. That's the show. We reviewed all 9 games on this NBA slate on Tequila Thursday. I'm going to go get into my mode. I'm going to cash some parlays, make some parlays, cook it up. I've got college basketball out right now. Guys, if you want my free play of the day, my play of the day, POTD, all you have to do is sign up for Novig. Novig is legal in 40 different states. You can just use my code, my link. It's posted on my Instagram story. Just go there, sign up for Novig, DM me your bonus slip. Hey, put $10 deposit in. I'm ready to play on Novig. I'll send you my play of the day. Let's get it. Ladder challenge is out now. We are going to have a massive fucking day. I can feel us cashing now. Let's go.